Hello, hello. So happy to be here. It's been a while. I just thought I'd pop on and show you some new art that I've been working on and do some varnishing here so I could get ready for the show. The Sawdust is going to be opening on June 30th, and it's going to be here before I know it. I know the time is just clicking by, and I know it's been a while since I popped on, so I thought I'd come and say hello to everybody. I'm going to just, for my other art enthusiasts out there, I use Gamblin products for my varnish, and it's because it's pretty safe. It's safer, and we could brush it on. We're not going to inhale anything um, if we're not breathing in the toxins, right? And it dries pretty quick, and it's good for oils and acrylics. So I've been doing some of my flower paintings. I think you might have seen a couple videos if you've been looking at my different platforms. It took a while for them to dry. You know, our weather has been so interesting, right? Well, here in Laguna, the sun just hasn't been coming out for forever. It's not June gloom yet, it's just gloom. But it's all good. And my brother is coming into town. Those of you that want to know about the Sawdust Festival, my brother's going to come into town this weekend, and we're going to take the tarp off. We were fortunate this year to be able to keep the booths up. So usually, historically, every year after the winter show, we have to tear down our booths. And this year, because there's so much construction going on in the front of the Sawdust, they're redoing I think it's called aqueduct, where all the water goes when it floods and stuff. So they've been working on that for about 6 months, ever since the winter show stopped. They've been working on that, and they're still out there doing it. And we've all been a little nervous, hopeful that they would be able to finish in time. And they are trying really hard. They have had crews going on around, extra days, extra hours, things like that, so that we can make sure that it gets done so we could have our show, right? And get our parking back in front. Oh my goodness, there's no parking. But there will be. There will be. So this weekend, my brother flies in on Friday, and we're going to go to the Sawdust, and we're going to take the tarp off, and then we're going to see if we need to do any construction, uh, new drywall. Who knows what happened out there? Because I certainly didn't go down there and look into it. So during the winter, but we had lots of rains this winter. Very fortunate, right? So I'm really excited. It's a happy time of year, getting ready for the show, and I'm creating some new things. I haven't showed it to you yet. Was asked to do a compassion piece, and it just got me really thinking about that and researching it a little bit. And without suffering, we don't even have compassion. So we need to recognize it first, which I thought was pretty interesting. And so I'm going to actually be merging a few of my different series together in a few um, paintings, and I'm going to do extra ones, so I'll have some a new direction for the summer, which I'm really excited about. But these are just so yummy, right? They have really great texture. I go in there with the palette knife, and I'm able to create just the yumminess. I mean, this thing is just a happiness and joy. We need every bit of happiness we could get right now, right? The world's just, I don't know what the world's doing. I try not to look. So, um, yeah, that's sort of new. I've had some people reach out for commissions. It's first come, first serve, just to remind everybody, the people that contact me first, um, they are the next, I just go down the line. Um, when I'm doing those. And with my commissions, I really have to feel into them. They're, they're challenging because it's you're doing something that somebody's asking you to do, and it's not just flowing from you. So I did you see the flower one, the big flower one I just did? Oh, that turned out magnificent. But it took me a while to figure out how to make it go big because my collector, she had collected one of my dancer series and she saw the flower series when it first came out. And then she wanted to um, get a bigger one. So it took me a while to go from 4 inches to 30 by 40 inches. But I'm really proud of how it turned out. So, hello, all of you that are on. See people popping on and off. I'm just here getting ready for the summer show and varnishing up some flower series. And I have a couple of seascapes to do too. And, the show's just so magical, and creating art and having a place to show every year. I've been thinking about it. It's just, I don't know if I would have been successful being able to just do this as my vocation, my profession, if I didn't have the sawdust, especially because of my situation with my kiddo. I'm not able to travel. So I'm just very thankful. And I've been volunteering there, trying to get some processes in place for our voting and take it mainstream online and give everybody a voice, absentee ballots. I try to pick a passion project every year there and donate my time there. So I do want to thank everybody who donated to Team Caden for TACA. That's the Autism Community in Action, and I've been volunteering there for about 10 years now. So thank you, all those people that showed up to do that. Isn't this beautiful? I love the light in this one. These flowers make me happy. I think I shared that this was this first series that I did after the pandemic that really brought me joy. And, who doesn't need more joy? I think I've always sort of strived to live a joy-filled life and just rise above challenges and things like that. So these paintings bring me so much joy, and I'm happy to share them with you. And they each have their own story and personality. That's what makes them so special. For some reason, this one reminds me of my mom. Is that pretty? Oh my goodness. I don't know why, but this one right here is one of my favorites right now. I just kept going into the center. At first it was darker, and I just kept playing with it, and then also having all the different colors and textures of the yellow, the sunflower. And I think I'm going to gold leaf the sides of this one. I've been playing with gold leaf quite a bit. My studio is a wreck because there's gold leaf everywhere. So it's been fun. But can you see all those colors that are in there? Yeah, it's a fun one. Happiness, and then here's some more joy, right? Another sunflower, different. That's what I mean about the center was a little, I did it a little different. And this one's more yellow and vibrant, totally different feel. But pure sunshine. Yeah. Sunflowers have been everywhere lately. I went to get some flowers. I've been buying myself flowers about every week, and I look at the sunflower ones, but I've been really into the roses. Can you see the roses behind me? Oh my goodness, the blooms, the heads on those are huge. And I just saw them and I had to have them. I had this other bouquet in my hand that had all different colors of roses in it. And I saw these, and they're just huge. Look at that. And they're starting to open. This one's a little different. I don't know what's happening in that one. But anyway, it's fun, right? My mom used to have this beautiful rose garden in Joshua Tree, and she had all kinds of different different types of roses. I just can't imagine how many different types there are once you really start looking at them. And she had all different types and all different colors, and I loved the variety. And she would cut them and put them all over her house. And so now that's what I do. I buy flowers for myself, and I have a vase by the sink, a vase in the bathroom, a vase in the main room, and they really bring me a lot of joy. So I think I was destined to do this flower series. So yeah, these are oils, and I love the buttery oil, right? Can you see the texture on that? Isn't that fabulous? Is that it for the flowers? I guess so. And then I've been doing some seascapes. This one I've done a few in this colorway because I did a bigger one, and then of course I'm not going to just throw the paint away if I have time too, right? I'm going to keep painting. So that's what I did, and I did this little mini, and I'm playing with adding like thick paint for the highlights. So that's been a little bit of a fun change. And let's see if I can, oh yeah, here's this other one. So this one is the medium, and I have a larger one that's a 12 by 16 that turned out just beautiful. And this varnish should dry tonight. If you're wondering how long it takes. I love these sunsets, right? We have such beautiful sunsets here in Laguna. And I like when I'm sitting down there on the beach and the sun's just always pointing right at me wherever I am. I know it does it for you too, but I always thought it was for me. So isn't that beautiful? The sun setting, glistening. I just love that. And then we have some seascapes. And I have some bigger ones down there in the studio too, but I didn't bring them up here for this. But I've been painting. I got a lot to do. I feel like I need to make my list because it's all in my head, and I need to get a little bit more strategic because I know what pieces I want to create and what sizes they need to be. And so that'll be probably tomorrow's task. Or maybe I'll do that before I go to bed tonight because I have certain sizes already since I know exactly the booth and the layout. And I need to make sure that when my brother comes, he's able to put all the nails for me because he's not going to be here right before the show like he usually is this every year. So Kate and I will be hanging the artwork. But isn't that just tranquil? Just this yumminess seascape. And then I had some extra paint, and so I did a thicker palette knife seascape. And those are fun. I like to do these when they're little. I've done big ones too. But they take so long to dry. So the little ones are always fun. And I got this new tool because you see my signature there. And so I could just draw my name right in there, right in the wet paint. And so that's been fun to do on some of these. And there's only a couple more. Oh, I have a new different thing I did. I don't even know how that came out. I mean, I don't know how it just appeared. Sometimes you just do things and you're like, oh, that was an interesting journey. Yeah, so here's another textured seascape with the palette knife. And these are just little mini 4x4s. If you see anything that you do want, you're going to want to claim it before it goes to the sawdust. I'm expecting record crowds. We've had record crowds now since the pandemic. So it's just a happy place for everybody to come. It's opening on June 30th. And I always have tickets if you reach out. And we do have our special preview night, and that will be on the 26th in the evening. And I need to find a sitter for that. So if anybody knows anybody, send them my way, because I've reached out to my 2 sitters and neither one could do it. So, yeah, it'll work out. But so this I painted. This sort of reminds me of fall. And I painted this after I was doing these flowers. I had paint left, and I just sort of was having fun mixing different colors with the gray that I had left over. And this just reminds me of fall, like a fall floral. It's fun to do new things, We don't have to stay in a box, especially me, because I don't like them. But anyway, I just wanted to come on, say hello. Everything's going great. One day at a time, getting ready for the show. And as always, I'm always happy to see you, hear from you. I'll try to get some emails out. I just had to take some time off and really double down on some self-care. My son has needed a lot of extra assistance lately. And so we just had to do it. So as always, thanks for being here with me. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.